Welcome to our executive interview series at the Elastic Public Sector Summit presented by FedScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash, and I'm here with Eric Goldstein, Executive Assistant Director for Cybersecurity at CISA. Eric, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I'd like to start by asking, given the exponential growth of AI in recent months, how will that help public sector cybersecurity leaders more effectively identify anomalies across their IT ecosystems and bolster their cyber defense posture?
The biggest advantage and challenge that cybersecurity leaders have today is data. We know that data is the way that we stay ahead of our adversaries, and it's the way that we understand our baseline activity in an IT or OT environment to make sure that we identify those anomalies that could indicate adversary activity. Our advantage is the breadth of data that we have across user activity, network activity, application activity, but using that data to derive insights and meaning is really a challenge, particularly doing it at the pace required to get ahead of the adversary. That's where AI systems and tools can really help, and so we at CISA are working urgently with partners across the federal government to help them use AI tools in a way that are safe and secure, but also allows to move with the pace that gets us ahead of the threats we're seeing.
And then, as you know, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission recently issued a 4-day cyber incident disclosure rule. How do you see these types of policies likely to impact government agencies and their cybersecurity modernization plans?
Really the key is to ensure that we are still catalyzing the right level of voluntary collaboration and voluntary information sharing across the public and private sector. And so regardless of whether a given company is accountable to, for example, the SEC's incident reporting rules, we need to catalyze an environment of trust where companies are able to disclose security information and incidents to CISA and our partners at the FBI so that we can use that information to protect federal agencies and protect the broader ecosystem, because frankly, none of us have full visibility into the cybersecurity environment, and it's only by catalyzing that environment of trusted sharing that we're going to move at the pace we need to.
And then lastly, how will robust search analytics platforms likely help agencies address growing nation state and criminal cyber threats, as well as better protect critical infrastructure?
One significant trend that we have seen in the threat environment is actors using what we call living off the land techniques, which means not using, for example, malicious software, but using legitimate network management tools, legitimate user credentials. The only way to detect that kind of activity is by having that understanding of baseline activity across the environment, and then being able to run federated analysis and search across the environment to identify anomalies and understanding if those anomalies in fact indicate malicious activity. To do that ability, you first need the data set that covers the whole environment, and then the ability to use, search, query that data, and write the analytics across it that give you some chance of detecting these anomalies that could indicate an intrusion. And robust search analytics, ideally fully enabled with machine learning as applicable, are necessary to achieve that goal.
Well, Eric Goldstein, thank you for taking a few minutes to join us here at the Elastic Public Sector Summit.
Of course, good to be here.